Hey, good morning. It's Mark Shepard, cowabunga.com. And I'm here with my morning musings. I call them my morning musings because, as I said in the last couple of videos, I take time. I've made a commitment to myself, a promise to myself, to take some time every morning and to reflect on what really is my highest work today. You know, what am I supposed to be doing today? What is the focus for today? And sometimes it's the same thing, you know, several days in a row. Sometimes it changes. And one of the challenges is that I do a lot of different things. I'm a musician. I'm a visual artist. I am an NLP master practitioner and trainer. I work with people individually in my office. I work with people over the phone in a kind of a coaching capacity. I do talks. I write books. You know, I'm a professional musician in a couple of different places. So it's like I do a lot of different things, and to integrate all the different things I do so that I stay congruent and stay healthy, you know, and you can kind of hear I've got a little, I don't know if it's allergies or a cold or whatever, but I wanted to share with you the fact that when you're really committed, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, like a little thing like a stuffy nose, like you push through it, right? You just keep doing what you're supposed to do. Little things like that don't stop you. Whereas, and that's really the entrepreneur mindset. That's the self-employed, yeah, I'm master of my fate. If it's going to be, it's up to me kind of a mindset. Whereas the employee mindset is like, oh, I have a cold, can't come in today, you know, and then you take the day off. And that's nice. And that's not a judgment. It's just an observation that ultimately, if you're really living your life, it's up to you. You know, no one's going to do it for you. And that's why earlier in the week, I talked about how, you know, when you love someone, you want to make it easy for them. You want to like help them, but ultimately you can't. Like you might want to make things easy for me, and I might appreciate help. You may have some skills that I need, but ultimately, you know, I have to determine my own fate. You know, you can't do that for me. A parent cannot live for their child. A parent cannot continue and always protect their children. And so there's a fine balance between, really, if you're going to go for what you want, you're going to fall down. You're going to trip. You're going to stumble. And that's what I call the learning curve. And in every different business endeavor I've ever done, there's been almost kind of a hook that got me pulled in with the promise of easier, better, faster. And a lot of times those have been totally legitimate, but what we can never foresee is the learning curve. We can never foresee the things that are going to come up that are going to cause us to dig deep and grow, to move through. And a lot of people give up. You know, like there's the classic story, just within feet of the gold, you know, in the classic book, Think and Grow Rich, this one guy, you know, he gave up. He had a mine and he gave up, and, you know, literally a foot from where he stopped, the guy that bought the mine from him hit the mother lode, right? So that was a lesson that he learned, to not give up. And yet you see somebody else who really should get up. You know, they should give up because they're doing something that they really haven't done their homework on. They're selling someone no one wants, you know, and or they're selling someone that people might want, but they're selling it the way they think someone would want it when they haven't really done the research to find out, well, do people want this, and how do they want it? What would make it appealing to them? So we have a lot of different dynamics that go on when you're really going for it, when you choose to go for it and take your own future into your own hands and, you know, carve out your own business or your own healing practice or your own artwork or your own style of music or whatever it is you're doing. Ultimately, there comes a time when you have to go for it. And it's not always going to be easy. To expect that it is always going to be easy is foolish. But here's where my philosophy comes in. It's perfect. Everything is perfect. Every setback is perfect. Every quote unquote failure is perfect because it's really feedback. And so I was on the phone with one of my beloved friends this morning, and she was talking about joining the Chamber of Commerce up here in Albany, New York, and I was reflecting on all the things I learned when I was a member of the Chamber of Commerce down in New Haven, Connecticut, and the successes I had, and the failures, and the expectations I had, and the hard lessons I learned. And I was like, yeah, you know what? This is part of the business process. Is you have to jump in with both feet. You actually have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to try things. You have to experiment, and sometimes that costs money. And it's hard. There's so many things you can spend money on to build your business. What is the most effective use of my time and my dollars? And ultimately, you can't know that. Ultimately, it would be nice to know, 2020 hindsight, oh, that was good and that wasn't. But it's all good. And there's this kind of course correction that we have to take in our lives. But if we waste time beating ourselves up for, we went this way when we think we should, watch out for those shoulds, we should have gone this way, but no, you went that way to learn. You would not have learned that you needed to go that way unless you went this way, so we go this way, then we go that way, and then we go this way, and eventually we get there. There is no, in business and in life, there's no, point A to point B in a direct line. There's always this kind of tangential backtracking and moving forward and giving up on this and going that way and then going over here and going, wow, that actually was pretty good. We did some stuff right. Let's take what we did right and apply it to this new thing we're doing. And as you're building layers upon layers of experience and applying them. And that is what separates I think, the truly successful entrepreneurs, as well as the spiritual practitioners, as well as the great artists, from those who are wannabes. And the question is today, are you going for it in your life, or are you a wannabe, right? Are you focusing on being a victim of your life, or are you stepping up and taking the stance, hey, if I created this, I can create something better. So that's what I want to leave you with today, is a thought that I talk about a lot, is we create our own reality. But stop judging the reality you've created. Whatever you've created up till now is perfect. But you created it. That gives you power. Now you can create something better based on your experience. They say the only way to avoid making dumb mistakes is to have experience. And the only way to get experience is to make dumb mistakes. Well, I'd like to take the dumb out of that. And I'd maybe even like to take the mistakes out of it. There are no mistakes. There are only outcomes. Did the outcome get you what you wanted? If not, what did you learn from it that you can apply to your next attempt, your next endeavor? That's really the mindset of Cowabunga. That's the mindset of a personal master, someone who is here for the long run. And you may be in your 90s and still learning and still applying and still growing. That's cool. You should be. But chances are you have a little time left. And so now today, I want you to look at everything you've ever done as perfect. I want you to look at every quote-unquote mistake or quote-unquote failure as perfect, as a key learning stepping stone to your personal mastery. And again, remember, personal mastery is a journey. It is not a destination. So today, wherever you are, it is perfect. And why does it work out better than you can possibly imagine? So that's what I want to leave you with today. Have a great day. Go for it. Play with your experience and appreciate everything as a gift and something you can learn from, something you can apply in the future to your greater success, your greater joy, your greater resonance with the wonders of the universe. So thank you very much. This is Mark Shepard, Cowabunga.com. And there's an H at the end of that, Cowabunga, by the way. All right? So spell it right. There are no mistakes. I love it. Have a great day.